Welcome to On the Beat. Today I'm sitting with Dr. Andy Barlow. He is with Chiropractic Physicians of Tupelo. Best-selling books, 3 of them. The newest one, Code Breaker, and in that book you talk about gut health, and I understand there's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about here. Most people don't know, Karyn, that 70% of your immune system is actually in your gut. Did you know that?
No, had no idea.
And it's actually called the gut-associated lymphatic tissue, and it's a big acronym called GALT. So one of the things that we look at in our clinic with patients suffering with chronic health problems, if 70% of your immune system being in your gut, that we should look at the gut to actually help improve and optimize the performance of the human body.
Makes so much sense.
Yeah, that's one of the areas we look at. Okay, and then second, malabsorption is a major contributing factor. So most people are like, well, how can we?
What is that?
Yeah, well, that's a good question.
Yeah.
So most people think, well, if I just eat, then I break the food down. Not necessarily true.
Oh.
So we have to chew our food up and then get it in our stomach, and it churns it up and breaks it down. Then we actually have to assimilate that. And the next thing is we have to get those products, the vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, and protein, we've got to get those into our bloodstream. And then your bloodstream carries all of these nutrients into our cells and actually allows our body to heal and do its job properly. Now, one of the problems with this is leaky gut. Most people in America, research shows 90% of Americans have leaky gut. So what does this mean?
Where's it leaking?
Okay, well, it's actually leaking the content from your gut into your bloodstream. So if I were to ask you, what is the function of your screen door at home? What would you say?
Right, to let air in and
keep the bugs
out.
Yeah, and the barrier in your gut does the same thing. It keeps the contents of your gut in the gut, and it keeps the sterile bloodstream pure. All right.
Okay.
So when the gut becomes leaky, the contents of your gut, like bacteria, viruses, undigested food proteins, can actually get into your bloodstream. They're not supposed to be in there. So if an intruder comes into your house, I'm sure the alarm's going to go off and things are going to go crazy. Well, in your body, you have an alarm system that goes off that's called inflammation, and another alarm system that's called your immune system, and it becomes dysregulated. And believe it or not, research shows, and I talk about in my book, that leaky gut is actually the gateway to autoimmune disorders.
So can I fix it?
Absolutely. Well, the first thing we have to do is find out if you're in that 90% range.
Okay.
So 9 out of 10 people have it. So we have a specific test that we do that's called InterraLab, and it tests for malabsorption issues. And then there's another company that we use called Cyrex, and it's in my book, and we test for leaky gut.
And then are there other things I can do with my diet?
Yes, diet's going to be the major contributing factor. So the key component is the reason we do all the blood tests is to find out what are your triggers, why are you having malabsorption, why are you having leaky gut, and then once we figure out the why, then we can actually address the cause and actually get it corrected.
Is it something I did, or are some people prone to it?
That's a good question. Some of it is lifestyle, like eating the wrong foods over years to decades. And believe it or not, people who have trauma, like a football injury or a basketball injury, soccer, or a head trauma, within hours of having a traumatic head injury, we actually start this cascade of event that can lead to a leaky gut, because your brain, believe it or not, actually controls your gut function.
So much good information. If people want to reach you or get more information about your book, where do they go?
The best thing to do is just contact the information below.
Okay, thank you so much,
you.
Dr. Barlow, and that is On the Beat.